Your moral superiority is fueling your ego. It's the truth. Because I totally understand where moral superiority comes from. I grew up very progressive. I grew up in Nigeria, a country that's not very progressive. When you're the only progressive people, my own coping mechanism with the bigotry and all the things that were surrounding me was to have a moral superiority. I felt and thought that I was better than most of the people that I grew up around. And in certain cases, giving the violent bigotry that would go on, was I better morally? Yes. But if you go about things with the moral superiority, some people can't even engage in discourse. They can't even engage in anything that literally is not morally pure. And the reason why it becomes something that's counterproductive is because you start to look at ignorance, or even sometimes bigotry, something I hate with all my passion, as something that is like dirt. It's like a disease. You know what I mean? And to a certain level, looking at it that way can make sense. But you look at it like it's not something you're above. No one is above. No one is above racism. No one is above hurting others. And no one is above sexism, classism, homophobia, transphobia. No one is above it. And if you basically discount entire experiences, entire narratives because of moral superiority, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're only fueling your ego, and you're not even maybe helping the causes that you're supposed to help. If you decide, okay, my motive behind whether it is my activism or my way of contributing positivity into the world is I'm better than this person. I'm better than this person because I support this cause. I'm better than this person because of this, and that. The truth is, I had to realize that growing up for me, there was a certain space for me to be progressive. Some people don't even have that space. Some people don't even have that, some people don't even have the language to define that. And some people, there are consequences for them, more consequences than others, for them to support horrible things. It doesn't mean that even I would want to be surrounded with them. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in camaraderie with them, because you have to be careful sometimes with protecting yourself as a marginalized person. But if you decide that nothing or nobody is worth engaging in because it's not morally pure enough for you, I don't know what to say. And the truth is, acting like it's above you, acting like to certain levels it's completely beneath you, and it's something you can't even interact with because you have to interact with it to then cause the change. Look where you're at. For me, I kind of discovered that with negative, the reason I feel like I'm a better person is because I know what it's like to have negative emotions. I know what it's like to be jealous. I know what it's like to be spiteful. I know what it's like to project negativity onto another person. I know what it's like to project my shadow onto another person. I know what that's like. And the moment I realized, I said, okay, I'm being a shitty friend, I'm being a shitty sibling, I'm being a shitty daughter, I'm being a shitty whatever, I can sit down and be like, okay, how can I improve on that? The people who act like they're above all sorts of harm to other people, they act like they're above all sort of negative things, is the people that have that moral superiority as an ego, and they're self-righteous. I can't stand self-righteous people. Or people who label themselves as an empath. You end up in a sense where like they can only see themselves or people like them as a victim. And in life, you're going to be the victim, you're going to be victimized, and you're going to be the perpetrator. And the moment you sit down in that truth and understand I am capable of harm, I'm capable of hurting others, I'm capable of misleading others, I'm capable of causing more harm than none, you can sit down and be like, okay, how can I best resolve that? How can I evolve? Evolution is one of my favorite parts of science, my favorite parts of discovery, because I think spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, as living organisms, our job here is to evolve. And having that moral superiority fueling your ego is one way to stop you from evolving into the person you're supposed to be, evolving into the partner or however you show up interpersonally, sociologically, physically. It's all about evolving. Aging is evolving. Wisdom is evolving. There is no wisdom without evolving. There is no evolving without transformation. Who are you transforming into? Who are you becoming? Who are you allowing yourself to evolve to? And if you have this moral superiority as an ego and you discount negativity, you discount the shadow, you push it away, I'm above this, I'm above that, what are you really addressing? How are you really finding out how the negativity, the darkness and the light, the darkness aspect of yourself, how are you really seeing how it can show up and affect you and affect others? A lot of people think, and it's because there's a lot of like on leftist sides or like sides that are conservative or that are usually more progressive. There's a lot of narcissism there. Maybe not much narcissist because it's just hard to be like, you're a narcissist. There's a lot of narcissism there because a lot of people do not look and think, okay, how am I the problem? If it's patriarchy, how am I the problem? If it's racism, how am I the problem? What am I doing? How am I contributing to it? And how can I make it less and make it stop? And what are the ways that I'm contributing to it sometimes and be like, okay, I am. But look at my circumstances, look at where I am in life, and think I contribute to this system. I contribute in this way, I show up in this way, but this is all I can give. You know what I mean? Like for me, sometimes in a relationship, I can decide to take space for myself. And I would want to show up in a better way. But it's better that I understand why it is that I isolate. Instead of being like isolating and feeling like you have a right to isolate and then you don't communicate that to someone and then you wonder why they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. It's very nuanced. But at the end of the day, the moral superiority doesn't make you better because no one is above shadow and no one is above negativity. The only way you can evolve and the only way that you can grow and the only way that you can transform is when you go through the darkness and come out of it. And sometimes it's not even going through negative experiences, the victimness of it. It's understanding, wow, okay, what I did is shitty. What I was thinking was shitty. How I've shown up is shitty. So how can I then show up in a way that is conducive for me, conducive for everyone around me, and for the world itself? This is Asher Lovely Day, ensuring and making sure you have a lovely day. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and comment your thoughts as well. Comment big hearts and subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. Love you. It's your medicine woman here.
The Medicine Woman.